Welcome to the Ian and Taryn Podcast.
Online.
Ian, Taryn.
I'm scared.
Ready?
Hola. I think I'm back. I think we're back. So just in case I can't patch that in, Magnus I read one we have. He's in the DR. What's your ethnicity? Not that we need to go right into that.
I am Portuguese and Guyanese.
Wow, I've never heard of Guyanese in my life. Where's that from?
Guyana.
Oh. Nope, still don't know where that is.
Nope, that's fine. It's like right by Brazil, South America.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So you're a little drunked up already, did some scuba diving.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to change and go drink some more while I'm talking to you.
Oh,
Keep
that's
it
what's
going.
up. Yeah. I'm actually going on a cruise in December to like Jamaica and Haiti and Mexico. And it's going to be
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's going to be like that where you're just...
What cruise?
Royal Caribbean.
Oh, I did that too. What ship is it going to be?
It's whatever the newest one is, actually, like some crazy one. I've been on two other ones, but this is like the newest ship with like the water slides and the rock climbing and the flow rider.
Yeah. I did Allure of the Seas. It was had all that stuff. I think they have a new one now which has like robots that make you drinks at the bar. You just like put it in a computer and they make you drinks. So that might be the one you're going on.
That might be it, because I think we were on Aurora of the Seas, which had like a flow rider, had a little rock wall, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it has the zip line and the golf.
Oh, actually, no, we didn't have any zip line, but we did have golf, so maybe yours was a little better than ours. Aren't cruises the best, though?
It's good. They're awesome. They are the best.
It's literally the
you
best
should,
thing that's
tell
ever
me
happened.
exactly which one you're going on, and I could go to that too.
Yeah, no, I will. My grandpa's actually taking us, because he's balling like that. But I guess your dad's similar that way, huh?
I guess. I don't know. My dad he's a homebody. He's a homebody.
Really?
And he works hard, but now he's just he's always relaxing now.
So you're in the DR on your dime?
Yeah.
Wow, big baller.
No, it's cheap out here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Like, all right, how
Not
much
too expensive,
for,
right?
like, say, the plane ride?
Plane ride. Let's see. Maybe like 3-4.
Oh, okay, yeah, not too bad.
Well, then again, I didn't fly from California either, so it's different. So
yep.
I flew into Jersey, and then I flew from Jersey here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
My one way to Jersey was only like, I want to say 156 or something. It was cheap.
Oh, wow, super cheap. I couldn't even imagine that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
I
why
think going to Vegas ends up being like more expensive.
I was just going to say, that sounds like the Vegas trip where I'm always like, no, I'll just fly, because like that 4-hour trip isn't that bad, but if you can fly, it's so much better.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Me
just
and
so
Alex
much better.
recently, what was it? For EDC, we drove to Vegas.
How was EDC in Vegas?
You know what? I don't think it's the same as it used to be at all. It's a lot different.
Yeah.
Music is all like dubstep now, and it's more harder. It's not the same like Plur kind of thing going on.
Yeah. Less fun, more like gritty.
It's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taryn and TJ and I all did the Coliseum in LA, and after we left there, I was like, this is the best time I could ever have in my entire life. Like, it
was. That was, I think, 2010, right?
You went to that too?
Was the last time we did the Coliseum.
Yep.
Yeah, I was there. That was my first EDC, actually.
I was like, wow, and we got a hotel right there in downtown. It was crazy. We walked there. I was like, it can't get any better. And then they moved it to Vegas, which, like, the cops love to harass people in Vegas. So I was like, well, never going there. But you did both,
I
so
think
you
the
can
Coliseum
compare.
was the best place ever.
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
yeah, the Coliseum was by far the best.
Undeniable.
I mean, it was crazy because my first EDC, Alex kind of was just like, "Oh, we're just gonna go." And I had no idea what it was. I knew who Dead Mouse was and things like that. And we kind of showed up there and we were gonna buy tickets, and some guy was like across the street, like, "Hey, we're gonna bum rush the gate," and we're like, "No, we're gonna get tickets."
Oh, right.
And then maybe like 15 minutes waiting in line, some guy like just yelled like across the street, like, "Bum rush the gates," and like maybe a couple hundred people were running towards the gate.
Oh, wow. So you were there the second day?
The first and the second.
Oh, the first and the second. Because we were there the first.
First
we didn't
day
see
I got
any
in
of that.
free, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was hectic. It was crazy. We like all jumped the gate. Hopefully nobody is a cop that's listening to this.
Oh, well, whatever.
But we like,
someone died, so it's the least of their worries.
Oh yeah. But yeah, we got over the first gate, and when we got over the first gate, because everybody knocked it down, it was like one of those sandbag kind of like fences.
Yeah.
And we got in there, and then there was more security, so everybody freaked out. And then we knocked over a second gate, and keep in mind there's like a couple hundred kids doing this.
Yeah.
And then there's a third gate, which was the actual Coliseum gate with the spikes. And
oh God.
They like knocked over the trash can lid, and they just kind of jumped over the gate. And I got into my first day of EDC ever. It was free.
So crazy.
And I saw Dead Mouse for the first time, and Above and Beyond. And that kind of changed my life after that. I just kind of started raving like crazy at a young age.
Yeah. Well, not too young compared to some of these people out here. Because they have some raves, they legally have to be like all ages. And I'm like, no. Like, it needs to be 18 and over for sure. Because you can't have little kids, like, even seeing this stuff. I don't understand people take their kids.
Well, it used to be a carnival before, It was like a carnival back in the day. So people would dress up.
Air quotes, carnival, yeah. I mean, but the whole focus is like drugs and partying, so it's tough for me to.
For sure.
I couldn't imagine bringing my kids there, but some people do it.
I mean, I don't know. I probably would bring my kids there at that time, but definitely not now.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely evolved into something else. Yeah. So I was going to talk about some car stuff with you. Have you heard of the Smoking Tire podcast?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, well, you know Matt Farah, or you just know of him from the business?
I know of him. I've met him, but I don't really I wouldn't say like it's a, first name basis.
Yeah,
if you told him my name, you wouldn't probably know who I am. Maybe you would, but I wouldn't say that he does.
He seems so cool. I love all of his videos, I couldn't imagine getting in someone's random car and then just whipping it down a canyon. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. I probably shouldn't. I don't know. Like, I'm kind of biased, I guess, because my version of whipping it down a canyon versus like what I see in these videos, because I follow a lot of YouTubers as well, is a little bit different, I guess.
Yeah, where you're like, it's not that fast, but still, like, you don't know if you know. You don't know what the car's going to do.
Yeah. Like what's going on with the car? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little bit freaky.
I think when we went to school, it was a lot crazier. Like those were literally, I think, the canyon days. Like everybody went to GMR, and it was like a weekend thing. It was like, let's go, we're gonna like party at GMR.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Everyone, definitely not me. Because remember when I tried to drive your car, and I tried to bring your car into the shop. I was wearing my boots. It was like the first time I ever drove stick. I must have stalled your car like 3 times from the parking lot to the bay door. It was so embarrassing. I still have never driven stick, really. Like, I drove it back in the day when I was a kid, but I've never, like, just had a car to try it on. It's the weirdest thing being a mechanic, and I don't know how to drive stick comfortably.
I actually learned how to drive stick stealing my parents' car.
See, that would be an easy way, or like, tell them like, hey, let's go to a parking lot and learn. I've just been like, I'm not going to borrow a friend's car and potentially ruin it,
Yeah. Well, Well, it took me a week to actually figure out how to get the car started because I was still in high school. I think it was like my junior year, maybe my sophomore year.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that you had to push the clutch down to start the car.
Oh,
so
right.
Me and a friend, we were like in the front seat, like trying to figure it out, thinking there
Yeah.
was a kill switch. And there was only like a few hours before my parents came home that we were allowed to do that. Like,
Oh, no.
so yeah, it took us a week to figure out how to get it started, and then maybe like a week to figure out how to like actually get it out the driveway and drive down the street.
And my number one question is like, all right, in an automatic, when you're reversing out of a spot, you give it a little gas. If it's a stick, do you just let out the clutch, or is it a little gas too?
I mean, it kind of depends, I guess,
on the weight of the car. Yeah,
a little bit of gas. Yeah. You could definitely like ease onto the clutch and kind of roll out, I guess.
Yeah, just give it a little bit.
To get out like now, or if you have to cut the wheel, then yeah, you got to give it some gas.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But then my car's a little bit of an asshole, so it's definitely gas for sure.
Yeah. How many miles? You have a 240, right?
Yes.
How many miles are on it?
Shitty 240.
Shitty 240.
How many miles? Well, yeah, I brought it to California with I think 80,000 miles, and now I'm probably at 100 and something.
Oh wow!
Within like a year.
Yeah, not too bad for California at least. Any major problems?
No major problems. I put in a spool gear, which is definitely like, okay, the whole drift thing, let's have fun.
Yeah.
If you have to drive that every day, definitely don't do it. Don't do it. Just save your money and get an LSD.
Oh, okay. I don't even know that term. What are you? It's a gear that allows the turbo to spool up. Wait, is your car even turbo?
No. So like in your differential, right? So you have like open diff or LSD or viscous.
Yeah.
You have all these different types that you can get.
Yeah.
Spool is like a drag racing kind of thing. It's just like a solid rear end, basically.
Yeah.
So almost like if you had a bike back in the day, you know, like those old bikes, you like hit your pedal back and it like hits the brakes.
Yeah.
I guess it could be like compared to that. It doesn't coast or anything like when you're turning it. So when you're turning, one wheel wants to spin faster than the other.
As opposed to an LSD.
Making like an LSD, like, you know, it can rotate different speeds on each side.
Yeah.
Versus the spool is just like a straight pole going through the middle. So when you turn, it squeaks. When you like back up and do things, it squeaks. So everybody's staring at you and has no idea. And California has all these smooth roads, so it just adds to it.
Oh, I bet.
Versus the East Coast, it's a lot of rain, so you can just like slide out of wherever.
Oh, definitely.
And nobody really notices. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but good style points, I bet. So I got another question.
It's fun. Definitely not style, I think.
Seems like fun. My car is just all show, zero go. Like literally zero go. But if you had all the money in the not all the money in the world, but good money, F-Type or M3?
Ooh. Well, I think if I wanted to be a baller, I would have an F-Type.
Yeah.
If I was just gonna be like whatever, be me, probably an M, because I like M's.
Yeah. No, I agree with that because the pop sound just alone from the F-Type is nice, you know.
Yeah, F-Type I feel like is a whole nother level.
Yeah, and I
like, let's be real. If you're gonna like, if you didn't have a girl and you were gonna go to anywhere and you're gonna pick up another girl, an M or F-Type, I think that's a no-brainer. You can have the F-Type.
100%. Yeah, and in fact, I should have looked up the cost of both before I threw it out there because now I'm feeling like the F-Type has to be worth more. But I don't know.
I would think so, but maybe they're. I don't know either. Maybe they're somewhat close, or maybe
I felt like
20,
I felt like it was that
20 more.
Yeah, but that's a whole lot of money when talking about comparing a car. So I wrote it down. Then now talking about it, I'm like, wow, the F-Type is so much better. It seems, you know. But I'm sure a lot of BMW guys will be like, well, it doesn't have this, it doesn't have that, and da-da-da.
Oh, sure. I mean, maybe even like an M5 would probably like, you know, beat an F-Type for all I know.
Yeah. Could be. Could be similar at least.
But for baller points, you're probably going to go with the F-Type.
Okay, I got another one for you. F40 Ferrari or a GT40 of that same vintage?
I'm going to go F40 just because that's like
the pinnacle.
My dream car right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And you could go under, those parking like structures where you have the arm that drops down. You could drive under that truck.
Oh, I didn't think about it. You could do that with a Miata for sure.
Oh, right. You had a Miata too. That thing was super low. Yeah, I bet you could do the same.
Miatas now.
Okay. Yeah. In the same thought here, Koenigsegg or Pagani?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
I know.
Because, like, which Koenigsegg are you talking about? And then it's got, I don't know, Pagani I feel is a more classy kind of car.
Yep.
That's like, I'm going to get in like my suit or I'm going to go like cruise.
Yeah.
Whereas the Koenigsegg is more like just straight speed.
Raw speed. Yeah,
like
yeah.
You're just shitting on everything.
Yep. But looks wise, you can't beat the Pagani dash and the instrument cluster.
No, you can't. You don't. It's super classy.
Yeah.
It almost reminds me of like a boat, actually, like some super classy like yacht or something.
Oh right, yeah. I couldn't imagine spending that much money on a boat too. It's like how many thousands of horsepower and like it can sink? What?
Yeah.
It can sink into the bottom of the ocean? No thanks.
Well, I hope nobody that's buying a boat is thinking about sinking.
Right, but they gotta be, right?
That's what insurance is for, right? Well,
I guess
don't know.
so,
I've never
yeah.
had something that expensive, I guess, right?
Me neither, yeah. I guess that's the whole like Kim Kardashian thing. When she got robbed, everyone's like, oh, insurance will cover it. I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, $2 million on a boat, like who cares?
Yeah.
They make like billions, right?
Yeah, let it sink. Yeah. I'll hang it up in my house after. And speaking of Matt Farah and the smoking tire, you know about Persang? They like make their own cars, basically.
Who is it?
Persang. Persang.
No, I don't think I've ever heard of that.
They make reproductions of classic cars like old Ferraris and all these like multi-million-dollar cars, which they sell for like $500,000. But they cast their own engines. They do everything. They build everything. It's incredible what they do. You'll have to check them out. But I have to give them props along with the smoking tire stuff because I just couldn't imagine doing that.
Well, what do you mean? That's like according to you, and you drank a lot. Night, but you definitely want to make your own car.
That is exactly what I want to do, but I don't want to make my own engine. They're casting their own engines. You know what I mean? Like, that sounds way too crazy for me. And it's like vintage stuff. So they basically know they can do better, but they're like restricting themselves within these guidelines of the vintage, Super weird.
I don't want to knock them or anything, but I feel like that might make things a little bit easier too.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, because I'm sure there's no like CNC porting and all that good stuff, Like you probably can do it in your backyard, but And then my brain just goes to like, why not just LS swap it? Of course,
LS swap the world. For sure. LS swap the world and then have all the little engines after.
Yeah.
Get your little engines as fun.
So much easier. How do you feel about on another note, how do you feel about the Civic Si?
I think it's another Honda.
Yep, that's exactly it.
It's definitely a push in the right direction, but to me, it's still like it's not a V8 or anything.
No, and it looks
even
like a Subaru.
The turbo thing is, it does. It's cool though. I like it. I think if Honda made like their cars all-wheel drive like a CR-V or something, then it would definitely sell for sure. Like
then
crazy.
You're talking, yep.
But front-wheel drive is just no fun to me.
Right. And why put all that power in front-wheel drive? Yeah. Like, we already know Evos are four-wheel drive. The STIs are four-wheel drive. Why would you not go four-wheel drive if you copy their body style?
Yeah.
You know
I mean, there's a ton of Honda boys that are probably going to, like, have a lot to say about
Honda
this
boys
podcast if they see it.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Well, we'll just try and piss them off a little
like
bit.
Them. I like some of the cars. I like how they, the low and slow thing, and they make their chords super sick. But at the end of the day, it'll never be a race car, I guess, in my mind.
Yeah,
like, it just can't be.
Just can't be. Although
their
they
engines kind of rev up crazy high, but they're not like. I'd rather get a motorcycle at that point.
Right. Definitely. And for the sound too.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't understand some of the exhaust these people put on it. Like, it sounds like you have diarrhea. Sounds like diarrhea going down the freeway.
We're not gonna turn this into a Honda knocking podcast. Like,
why, you don't want to lose half your fan base?
Do that. No. I love the Honda scene.
Yeah.
I get
do
it, like
too.
how it started. Like, it's a cheaper thing to do. But now you got guys doing like $20,000-$30,000 engines, right? And it's still a four banger. Like, it's four banger. It's Honda. Like, why not just get an LS at that point?
Exactly. Yep.
or I don't see too many people doing like the V10s. Like, that's open. Yeah. Like, the Viper engines, they're pretty cheap right now.
Oh, definitely.
On like Craigslist and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Some guy actually was selling like 3 race Vipers with like, I think 4 engines maybe, and it was like 20 G's.
What?
So you figure like that's the price of what you pay for like an LS with like a trans.
Right.
Yeah, it was some guy in Jersey, and my buddy was like, "Oh, this is a deal. We should get it."
Such a deal.
It only took like a week before that was gone.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I mean, anyone looking for anything would have to scoop that up. That sounds absolutely insane to me. And a Viper, like, that's V10, that's all aluminum, right?
I believe, it's all aluminum.
Just absolutely
maybe is it iron? No, maybe the older ones. I don't know. I don't know too much about Vipers.
There was a couple gens.
Because it's so uncommon.
Yeah, it is. And no one's looking to America for that kind of power anyways. For the most part.
No, there was like one guy online, I think, that did like a S13 V10, and I think it was in Speed Hunters or something.
Oh, right.
And I don't think it got finished. It was on there, and it was awesome. And now I go to his page, and it's like LS or like, wait, well, what happened to the Viper?
Yeah, he's like, oh, like, why spend all this money to be different? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe,
Oh, that's tough. So are you into fighting at all? UFC with the Conor McGregor, Floyd Maywether stuff?
I am looking at that, and I'm sorry, I like Conor McGregor, but the comments, I guess, is kind of like, it didn't really like piss me off or anything. It was just like, okay, I get it. He's like pushing buttons. Yeah. But now I kind of just want to see him like lose. I just want to.
Oh, definitely. And you're with the most people, like, especially if you don't watch, you have to go, oh, it's boxing. I'll give it to the boxer. I'm 100% going. McGregor will win, will knock him out. And I get into it with people all on Instagram. I'm like, Conor will win, and then when I go bet me 20, it's crickets on their side. So they're not even really like stepping up to do it because I really think Conor will get it done. He's bigger, period.
I think to me, if McGregor wins, I honestly think it would be because Mayweather wanted him to win. Like, it's got to be like a money move. Like, so then it's not a loss. It's like, well, I let him win, but I made X amount of money, you know?
Oh, I mean, either way, they're both making so
like,
much
you're
money.
Pulling Mayweather out of, but you're pulling Mayweather out of what? Like, he's never lost, right? Like,
that's the whole thing. He won't take the L for any amount of money, I think.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I know I would take the L if somebody's going to give me like double what I already have. Like, say you have 20 bill and somebody's like, I'm going to give you another 20 bill if you just lose. You know, like, let's just, figuratively speaking, McGregor has like all of his bets against himself, you know?
Yeah.
Or whatever, you know? Like,
and that does make sense because Floyd is actually, he owes the IRS something like 20 mil, so maybe he might, but I personally feel like both of their egos, like, they're gonna have to really duke it out. But Floyd wants to like retreat and duck punches, so if Conor just keeps coming at him with these weird angles, he might get it. Like, maybe, again, I don't know.
They're doing like hits and everything.
Yeah,
and we don't know. It's definitely an interesting and entertaining fight. Let's leave it at that.
Yep, absolutely. I already got 100 on it versus with my roommate TJ, so I'm definitely trying to keep it as minimal as possible with the other bets. But no one else wants to bet me when they say like, "Oh,
I'll put 200 on Mayweather." 200 on Mayweather.
Let's bring it down to 50, and I'll bet you 50 as just a straight win. Just because I can't be that sure.
Straight win.
And the reality is, like, say we're betting in Vegas, like, my 50 should equal your 100. You know what I mean? But as a friend, we'll go straight 50-50, like I'm doing with TJ, 100-100, because McGregor's such an underdog. Which now even is he's becoming less of an underdog because of the video that just came out of him beating up this world champion boxer in sparring, Paul Malignaggi or something. So it did change the odds a little bit there, but still, it's like the best boxer in the world. We have to give him credit, you know?
Yeah. I mean, he's been out for a minute, but yeah, I definitely give him credit.
Yep. I mean, and he's 40, but what's 40? Like, that's nothing. He's still really quick.
Yeah, he's still old, and he's been out of the ring for however long. So it's definitely like it's not. It's kind of even.
Yeah.
Best boxer in the world. Haven't boxed in maybe he's boxed on the side, but nothing serious. So it's definitely evened out now.
Oh, definitely.
But it's going to be a good fight, no matter what. It'll be a good fight.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not even into it. I'm not into boxing or UFC or anything like that, like crazy. I definitely occasionally will watch it, but I couldn't tell you who to.
I mean, and it's really forcing people like you into the sport, into the sports plural, you know, which is great. It's good for everyone. Unless Conor wins, then it's so shitty for boxing. Like, that's gonna be such a nightmare.
It's definitely gonna be a show after that.
Yeah,
it will be a nightmare, but
yeah, I'm just hoping Conor, like, in my heart, I'm hoping Conor shows up and doesn't embarrass MMA. Like, I don't do MMA, I just watch it, but it would be very embarrassing after all this that he doesn't even, like, you know, show up, basically. That would be embarrassing. And I don't know if you saw.
But to me, if he loses, it's still like I wouldn't feel a certain way. It would just be like, okay, like good, he deserved the loss.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, oh, he was the best and he lost.
Exactly.
Anything.
It's more like
he's not a boxer.
Yeah, it's more like of course than anything. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I want to do a quick shout out to the follower of the week, at a thing called music. His name is Dean. He helped me out with some audio stuff. So thank you. Shout out to the follower of the week. Back on
at a thing called music. I should go follow him. I don't even know.
No, and if this would be good for you because you're in that production of like Hot Rod Garage and all that good stuff. He really helped me out with some like really technical questions that other people didn't even want to touch. I sent him pictures of my mixer and of my recorder and what mics I had and and like he really like took the time to go through and go, is it bad cables? Is it And really what I found out was at night, the amount of ambient sound going on is the hiss I was finding. So like there was a constant hiss on the microphone, like sss, and it was really just the outside noise coming in. It wasn't any of my equipment, which I started going in loops.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which, you know, as fixing cars, you're like, oh, change this, change that, change this. Like, and then it was none of that stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on now? You know?
It's so much different when you have somebody that actually understands like what's going on and the dynamics of everything.
And dynamics is the word. He posted a picture of like sound waves and this hurts and this, that. I said, this is the guy I need to talk to. I sent him a DM and he's just like, yeah, let me know if you have any more questions, like super open. It was, I don't know, he's really incredible. So on to another note, car wise, have you seen the new Volkswagen microbus?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's so good. Why am I messing this up? 2022. In the year 2022. I don't know how to say that. The new microbus is coming out. It looks amazing. I don't know why I got messed up on that, but it looks.
Volkswagen is bringing another bus out.
They're bringing the new bus out, and it looks so sick.
The hippie ages are back. Like it's happening. Everybody's gonna start traveling again.
Yep, but that's why they said back in the day, like, keep your VHS tapes, keep your snapbacks. We're like, nah, I don't need these snapbacks. And then look, starting to need those snapbacks and those VHS and whatever. You know, it's all a cycle.
The bus is definitely, and so like when I first moved to California for school back in, what was that, September 2009 or something.
Yeah.
My roommate actually had a Volkswagen bus. And I thought it was like the first time in my life I've seen anything like that. And I was like, this is cool. It's got a fridge in it. It's got like a couch.
Oh, wow.
Like,
yeah,
a little pull-out bed. It was cool.
Nice.
It was definitely cool.
Were you able to work on it?
Only issue was it was old. So,
right.
He blew his engine up like twice. Like on his way, like back from school.
Head gasket?
And I was like, yeah, I would never get that. But definitely if there's a new one coming out, like that's got to be awesome.
Well, and that's my thing too, is anything carbureted, I'm like, like we learned a little bit in school, but I'm like, nah, I don't really have the grasp on it like I do fuel injection. You know what I mean? Do you feel the same?
I feel about the same, but it's like...
Oh, you've had more experience though.
A little bit.
With the carbs now.
Not like... Yeah, well, I've seen it and I understand it, like, because, we saw it in books and, like, they told us, like, this is what you do. And it's definitely different, like, when you're, like, in person.
So different.
But, yeah, through, like, Hot Rod Garage was probably, like, my first real interaction with it.
Yeah.
And that's when I got to see it. And I was like, oh, wow, this is it's a lot more interesting than I thought.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a little bit more complicated than I thought.
Oh, 100%. Just working on cars alone. Because, like, oh, I know how to do brakes. But then when you go to work on, like, say your friend's car, it's like the risk is so much higher. Like, you're like, oh, I think I know how to do brakes.
You definitely, like, get over that fear after, like, a week of doing it, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, I know you didn't jump, like, right into, like, a dealership environment or anything like that, so a little bit different.
Oh, definitely different.
Right after school, for me, I jumped into like a dealership and they were just like, here you go do this. So it was definitely like, the hot seat for sure. I'm like, damn, like, is somebody going to leave and crash their car because I worked on it?
Right, definitely,
for like the first week. And then I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm doing it right. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, what am I freaking out about?
It's just so scary. Like, even I didn't go into the dealership, but I was like, oh, I went to automotive school. I can fix any car. So I'm over here, like, trying to do my timing belt on the Saturn. And I did the head gasket on the Saturn, doing brakes for people's cars. And, like, this is so fucking hard. Like, I didn't learn any of this shit. You know what I mean? Because you break a bolt or something like that happens. And you're like, oh, no one taught me that anytime you try and fix something, it's 3 AutoZone trips. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I have everything. Like, no, you never have everything, like, every single time. But I guess it's different if you're at the dealer when you could go grab those parts.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot different.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a second, I fucked up. I got to go back and get this.
Yeah. I'm like...
And it's definitely a whole different story when you have somebody next to you. That's like helping you out. Shout out to Jason, first person that ever helped me in my life.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, send me his at.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, we'll shout him out.
The master tech. We called him Cracker for all you white people that
Speaking of the Nazi stuff going on,
but the blackest dude at the dealership.
Really?
Super cool guy.
Yeah,
and he helped me out with everything.
Compton black?
He lives in like Texas.
Oh, I was gonna say
no.
Tennessee
like,
black.
a lot of hip hop.
Oh, okay.
Like, he's like, "Yo, what's up?" Like, you know. Like,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Maybe you can't really put maybe like not a nationality or color on it, but I think everybody understands when I say black.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. When he fixed something, he said money. Was it money when he fixed? Yeah. Right. Okay. We know. Yeah, we know.
That's your thing. That's you. Yeah.
That's all me. Yep. I was sure I was black until I was like 10. I used to wear Air Forces, white sweatpants, all white
talk
outfits.
about a little bit about what you did in school. Like, you were a little, you were adventurous, I would say, with your car in school for sure.
Oh, I really am so happy I did that because I learned valuable lessons with that car. Like, why did I cut a hole out of the hood to get colder air, which like that's literally 0% horsepower. And when it rained, all I'm trying to do is suck in as much water as possible.
You were the guy that like you did everything that everybody wanted to try but was afraid to try. Like, hey, like this seems like a good idea, but I'm not going to do it because that just seems like I'm going to fuck everything up.
Oh,
and
definitely.
You did it, and you actually made it look good while you did it.
It looks halfway decent. Yeah, that was the weird thing. I was like, oh, have everything on one switch? No. Independent toggle switches for everything. Like, that's super retarded.
Crafty. You were super crafty.
Yep. Way too much time on my hands, too. I don't know why I wasn't studying or anything like that. That would have been better. Much better.
Well, we didn't really need to study, too, so...
No, yeah, that's the other thing.
Actually, within the first week of school, I read the book. I read the whole book because I was like, I had nothing else to do. I didn't know anybody, so I read the whole book within the first week, and then everything following that, I was just like, well, I read this already.
Yeah, and it was like a literal like how-to of anything, but after I got out of school, I was like, well, why don't I just look up the YouTube video of the particular thing I need to do at the particular time? Like, that's what ended up helping me way more. But I think having that, like, back knowledge of, oh, this, that, and, like, literally electrical saved my life with working on a fitness equipment now. Because it's all just, like, test this, test that. Like, does the switch work? Da-da-da. And, like I couldn't have done this without UTI, Universal Technical Institute. Is it weird telling people you went to UTI?
Sure. It definitely is. Well,
they're like, what? Where'd you go?
Beginning, you're in the tracking section? Yeah. Like, what school is that? Like,
it's like, yeah, I'm still burning.
That was like my first few years. That's all I heard.
Yeah.
And then following that, like, I think like without that school, I definitely wouldn't know much of anything at all.
Right.
Like, I could barely do an oil change before I went there. Like, I knew what was involved in it, but I never really did it, you know?
And that's the whole
like
thing.
My first car, I was like, oh, I'm going to try it. And I never knew that I was doing it right, you know?
Yeah.
I did it.
Or even just like having the trust in your hands to put the socket on the ratchet and then, you know, loosen the bolt without stripping it, those type of things. Like, because I've tried to teach people,
Definitely.
You just go into there, you do this, do that. But we take for granted like the act of even turning the bolt correctly or taking off the oil filter.
Yeah. You figure out the strength of things and like what's too much and what's enough.
Yeah.
It's definitely, Some people still don't know that though, even after that school. You know, they still go out and they turn a bolt and they like snap it in half.
Yeah. Oh God. Like, and still like the amount of bolts that have been broken by other people or even by me, you're just like, now what? Oh, drill it out, you know, get the reverse thread tap thing to bring it out. But like doing it is one thing, but dealing with the issues on the way is a whole another thing, you know? Because in the book, it's like, do this, do that, do that. Oh, okay, easy, half an hour. But that it's never half an hour. You know?
That easily turns into like 3 hours.
100%, literally every single time. So this has been a great podcast. We'll cut it like a little bit short. I think you did a great job. You don't seem too drunk.
No, I've kind of sobered up along the way. I'm going to go have some drinks now.
Awesome. Sounds good.
For this little lady to get dressed.
Perfect. Send me a picture too if you can. We can add it into the podcast. did a great job.
For sure.
Awesome. Enjoy the rest of your trip. Talk to you later, Magnus.
And you enjoy the rest of your podcast.
Will do. All right, man. Later.
All right.
All right, you guys. This has been the Ian podcast. I got most of everything we wanted to say. Just try and get this all done. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope it all turns out okay on that end and on that end. And thank you. And we'll have the shout outs for everyone good. Shout out to Magnus I, Reed 1, helper of the Hot Rod Garage and such like that. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
You've been listening to the Ian and Taryn Podcast. See you next week.
Goodbye.